The Dota 2 Asia Championships 2017 America Qualifier. We are now going to be hopping into our second series of day one of playoff action. It's Team NP taking on Digital Chaos here. Two of the teams that many would look at as possible favorites for this whole playoffs. You got one side, Digital Chaos, TI2 second place finishers, ESL Genting champions. Did okay in Dota Pit, maybe not their best showing. Maybe they didn't want it to be their best showing. Whatever the case may be, they now find themselves muscling their way through all these qualifiers that maybe they had felt that they deserved the infight. And now they have to battle it out with MP to try to secure that trip. MP on the other side, these are our hot sauce anime boys who, don't really they're probably not on the radar for a direct invite for Kiev Major, but if they make some crazy Cinderella story kind of a run through this LAN, finish first place, who knows what kind of story that will be. And hell of an anime, probably. I'm Coddle Guy. I'm going to be joined again by Fog, remotely Fogged. Hello and welcome to Digital Chaos versus Team NP. How are you?
Wow, thank you for the welcoming.
No problem. That was a lot of just like
Stuff.
talk vomit right there. All right, I had to get out. A lot of people probably were just beginning to file in, you know, you got bandwagoners, people who just love like Team NP or people who just love DC, so they're just rolling in now like, I don't even know what tournament this is, but I want to watch my boy Misery go to work, or I want to watch my man SVG take it home. Whatever the case may be is, we got a game.
Sweet.
So early impressions before you start going ham on the draft, because we know that's what you do best, Fog. What about your early impression about them? You have a lot of great friends in this game on both teams, I'm sure.
Yes.
What do you think about the matchup here? As I was just kind of vomiting out at the start, DC have to kind of like continue to like fight for the place that maybe they feel like they already earned, while MP are continuing to try to battle being a tier 1.5 team. They want to be a tier 1 team,
Yeah, like I said, I didn't get a chance to watch a lot of not all the games the other days, but I was interested, I could say, at least in the way that NP has been drafting. They've been, I feel, more open to drafting different heroes than most other teams are. I feel like a lot of teams are very reserved in the way that they draft, and we see a lot of like, the same heroes over and over again, while NP takes it like a bit outside the box, and we see like I don't know, a couple like I think we saw Troll Warlord being drafted like twice by them. I think that was Star Series though.
Yep.
I think maybe they did it once in DAC, but they've been picking like these like Lions, some Sven, some Winter Wyvern, I think some Enigma. I want to say that was DAC a couple days ago. Like I said, I touched in every now and then. They pick their Nagas and stuff too, so they at least like keep it open. I love the way NP plays because of how different it is, but at the same time, I think Misery is probably one of the better drafters right now. So we'll see how it really like comes into fruition. How this one actually breaks up. It's a really interesting like matchup between these two teams. I think
it's
a lot
super
of people
hype,
have been kind
man.
of waiting for. Yeah,
interesting.
Like,
This is
I
going to
think
be
it's like
awesome.
I don't know. Like,
you can't put a number on it. Are you trying to right now? You're trying to put like a 60-40 kind of a number on it?
no, I think with NP it's too hard to actually put numbers on a lot of their games.
Yeah, would you look at NP as one of those teams like, I don't know what kind of NP team is going to show up kind of a thing?
Just like what kind of Envy's gonna show up too, because sometimes
true.
Envy goes out of his mind. Sometimes Envy is literally out of his mind.
That's what makes Envy so special. Otherwise, we would just have a boring old Faith Beyond or something. I'm just kidding. I love that guy.
Boring
too.
Faith
I'm
Beyond.
just kidding. People who just seem to perform, and that's about it. We don't want that. We want people who occasionally throw too and spice things up. We want excitement, and that's why we like Envy. But here he is back in his captain's chair. And look at this, DC hitting it home early, first game. Want to make an impression. They get the Slardar right off the bat, a tried and true. And then the greatest hero in the game, of course, the Keeper of the Light. Got to put him with that. So we didn't get to see any of it in our previous series. Obviously, Onyx, a big pioneer of bringing Keeper of the Light back into the meta. But DC now.
They've been picking up for quite a while. NP now.
Yeah.
Disruptor. They love this hero too. Like we said that we're gonna see some little bit of different heroes in this series, more than likely. I like these two teams being paired up each other too, just because I like like you said, I'm pretty good friends with like a lot of these guys and everything, but like the specific matchups in like the lanes, like we got Weaver versus Envy, like Rezo versus Aoi, Moon versus MSS.
It's pretty nutty
like,
when you think about it like that.
It's just like in my own head, I guess it might be a little bit more like influenced just because of like I know majority of these guys for a very long time, so it's just like You know, I have like their faces attached to the lanes, kind of in a way. So
And
it
you
makes it more
also,
fun for me.
but you also know like those faces and like the heroes they play that make them scary. And it's like if they're gonna
Yeah.
be able to get some of those scary heroes, then it's like, oh, I'm already looking at this is probably not right, but an MSS Doom, which I know he is notoriously scary on, and I would fear a bit for Moon's Slardar or something in that case. But
Yeah.
here
It's
we'll
cool.
see potentially what they're going to do with this MP pick. Now, I know for MP, they have been running more of the 4-position roaming around Doom.
Yeah.
Only because, like, everyone else... Sorry, I am losing my voice here.
Dude, it's okay. Just
give me 1
give yourself
second.
a second.
Give me
Go
a
ahead,
second.
man.
I'm going to
Do your
go
thing.
vomit up the intro once again. Hold on.
Ooh, gross.
I made a very loud barbarian noise. Okay, it's good now. The phlegm is gone. The phlegm. Okay.
He's back.
Ooh, that's a lot of casting. Okay, so MP now, DC, sorry, since then picked up the Vengeful Spirit. But is it a core Vengeful Spirit or is it a support Vengeful Spirit is the question I now have to pose out there. Because we have the influx of armor manipulation, if you will, in play here for DC. We have seen it sometimes on Resolution, not very often, but occasionally. Could be a
More than
possible option.
likely, it's been more than not. It's been support, but it has seen its core days.
5 seconds
yep.
remaining.
I mean, so like we still aren't 100% sure. We're probably leaning toward more knowing that it is core.
Yep. These drafts and their flexibilities, but one thing is for certain, it is going to be an MSS Enigma. So, the offlane Enigma.
They did that the other day. That one I did witness. They won that one. I think that one was versus an Meepo. I remember watching. That was maybe 5 or 6 days ago though.
Mojo Enigma. Would you put it in his top 5 best heroes?
Probably wouldn't.
No.
I don't
Mojo's,
think of Enigma.
Mojo
when I
has
think Mojo.
Yeah, Mojo has a tremendous hero pool. This guy's played lots of Dota, so I'm just curious like where we measure up with his Enigma play and how it is on par with others in something that DC could be privy to or not.
I mean, like overall, playing the hero can be, it has like its sounds, but it's really like the nature of your draft, how much chaos to the rest of your team causes. So if you can land those holes, or if you're just acting as like, that walking hole where you're not really the black hole, but you're just the fear of
the
it,
mind
just
game.
those auras.
Yeah.
Depends on your composition and the way that you actually take the fights is like more so how it makes the player look.
The fear factor of the Enigma. Yeah, I definitely would agree there. Digital Chaos, 4th pickup, Shadow Fiend. Another game, another Shadow Fiend for us, and this time in DC versus MP. It will show its ugly mug once again here. And even more armor. Even more armor!
And it's BKB carrier versus Ember Spirit, and it's a very, this hero is coming back into the meta very quickly. Probably one of the better mid laners, one of the better scalers as well. But yeah, BKB holder is probably the more important thing.
Yeah, I wonder if that's going to bring back an influx of your supports, your BKB piercing supports. We're seeing some of them again, like Bane, pop back into play occasionally, but I wonder if it's going to have to turn our meta and cycle it around again. With a lot more Shadow Fiend, I was expecting a lot more like, Earth Spirit, Spirit Breaker, and that kind of harassment game, but they've been doing a nice job kind of getting something defensively for the Shadow Fiend or just working it into the draft without too much threat.
10
MP.
seconds remaining.
Banning out the Drow. I don't remember the last game I have personally casted a Drow Ranger. It's been quite a while, but...
Good ban, though. I think...
Yeah, I mean, you look at their lineup, you look at the
Scary.
range, you look at the auras, and you're like, yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. But for DC last ban, they have to get rid of what looks like here in their Owie hero. And Luna's got to go.
Yeah, they don't have any right-click at all on the side of NP. They're pretty much all magic damage-oriented right now. So they have no building hitter and no physical to pierce through BKBs, as you mentioned before.
Back to DC side now, they also need to get their resolution pickup. We've been seeing lots from him, including Terrorblade, Lifestealer.
10 seconds remaining.
Wraith King.
Not Wraith King, though.
Not Wraith King, but more auras.
Yeah,
And
aura gaming.
okay. What was changed? Was anything changed on this hero? Let's find out.
Unless
I have everything open, so
there's
let's see.
still that crazy swap factor that maybe it's a core or a support 4 position Wraith King and
10
a
seconds
core
remaining.
Vengeful Spirit. I'm just gonna throw that out there as like a minor possibility.
Possible.
Minor
Definitely
possibility.
possible.
5 seconds
Well,
remaining.
I'm curious. What kind of loving did Wraith King get in
Nothing.
7 point nothing?
He gets
Reserve time.
+2 more int from his level 10 talent, and
Ugh.
his 15 talent was changed from 200 health to 50 Wraith Fire
Yeah,
Blast
and
DPS.
it's just seeming like he's good, to have against the Doom. And I don't know if that's more telling whether he's going to be in the core position or not. I would imagine so.
Good
because-
against the Doom.
yeah.
He gives you more auras and stuff for like Roche and everything. And if he gets Black Hole, he just comes back, right?
That's good. But now Slark's like, that's good. That's 2 lives of people that I get to suck the stats from. I'm just going to right click him. Two lives worth. Take all of his agility, everything. I don't know.
NP's draft is a bit greedier to me. It takes a little bit more time to come online. They at least have the Ember Spirit and the Disruptor and like the Doom for the early stuff. But I think the Slark, I'm just not really a huge fan of Slark personally as a hero.
Of
I
Slark?
don't think. Yeah,
10
he is their
seconds
only
remaining.
physical damage in this game.
That is true.
And he's like their only real building hitter
5
too. It's like okay,
seconds
Enigma
remaining.
in a way, kind of with Eidolons and stuff. But overall, I'm liking DC's just overall concept of their draft. But NP's draft is different. It takes longer time and it has its strengths too. It's got heavy team fight, and it's got like
Prepare for
lots of
battle.
stuff going around in the fight. So the Enigma can actually get like a hole if possible. But we'll see how they end up wanting to use it. And
We'll get started here as we get into just game number 1 of this fun little best of 3. Team NP versus Digital Chaos. Formidable opponents. DC started their DAC qualifier journey in their round 1 matchup against PPD Stack Wanted, as we all remember. They took that to a 3-game stretch and came up just a bit short. Later got that rematch and crushed them 2-0.
so they're gonna see Saksa come back to the bounty rune with that obs ward they placed, and he only has 1 sentry in his inventory, and he was coming from Enigma's area, so they should probably know that MSS's camps are warded.
30 seconds to battle.
Let's see how they respond to it here. Both sides have got the intel right now. They're pinging it out. Rose has a smoke on hand, but no wards himself at the moment, as he's already gotten both down.
So let's see how much Rose can make happen with this roaming Doom.
Ooh, he's getting kind of pincered in a bit. Misery from one side, Saksa and Resolution on the other.
Battle begins.
And it looks like they'll end up splitting through each other here. Saksa commits in deep. We'll grab up that bounty rune.
3 bounties.
Yeah,
for
DC take 3. That's very nice. Nice little boost at the start of this one. And as the lanes do end up fizzling out, it's going to be SVG babysitting on his Disruptor and join the side of Owie as they go against Moon's solo Slardar. That's going to be repping it up mid lane. Shadowfiend Weehaw against Envy Ember Spirit.
Misery just cleaning up the first set of Eidolons. Trying to block up the 1 camp that was left open, but MSS pressured him out a bit.
The early blast will certainly do work on those pathetic little level 1 Eidolons. That has got to be very annoying for MSS right now to deal with. Old man.
Yep. Rose, or 13437, or whatever you want to call him. His new name is Rose, so that's what he wants. He actually gets a troll camp, so he gets his. That's like the best one to jungle at a fast pace because you get the little skeletons. So he can jungle nice and quick with that at least. Nice for him. MSS still just getting pressured by Misery.
Yeah, this is its own little mini battle right here between MSS and Misery as they continue to battle it out. Misery just super content on knowing that Resolution is just going to be able to free farm through the lane, and MSS is not going to really be able to offer a lot there until the meantime. Howie is also going to be able to take over a little bit here, but Moon's happy to pull the camp quite a bit.
Moon should
SVG
get a lot in this lane.
Yeah, SVG's working with the pull right now. Did he do a double stack? Yes, he did. So should wipe out the wave and kind of get it back under the tower in favor of Envy there. How's Wee versus Envy going? It's looking
Pretty Envy.
Pretty Envy. That's one CS for Wee? 1 CS for Wee?
Yep.
Whoa. Envy is 9.
Yeah, he messed up on a lot of his raises. He messed up on like 2 raises, and then Envy's just been doing really well last hitting.
Whoa. Not gonna lie, I was not expecting that big of a disparity this early, but we'll see how much Envy can kind of ride on that momentum for now. Looking pretty strong for MP's start. And for the rest of this top lane, Rose continues to move her around a bit, but not going to find easy openings, not until MSS is in more of a comfortable spot if he plans on getting anything going in that top lane whatsoever. All right, Wee grabs his haste rune here.
Rose in position to maybe want to go for a wraparound behind mid. He doesn't have his Infernal Blade, though.
There's a ward there. It would see him just as he goes through the stairs. And now
Waiting
that
for
they
that
pull
haste rune
back,
to run out.
yeah. If he walks forward one step, there's really no chance. Maybe Envy trying to entice him a bit. Meanwhile, Resolution gets a jump onto MSS. It looks like Saksa leads in, gets a magic missile between the two of them. They lock him down, and they get him taken apart. It's going to be first blood going to DC.
Didn't think to even... I actually glanced away from top 2 because I didn't think he'd position himself so far up to get caught by 2 stuns, but gets caught by 2 Wraithfire Blasts, as well as the Venge Stun, and dies.
All right, well, MSS gets right back here. Still holding out for that Soul Ring to get underway, but you're feeling even more repercussions here. Misery getting up in his face a bit. Now takes the shot. It's going to be a bit of a slow roll here for MSS at the start of this game. Misery since then has joined hands bottom lane here with Moon.
All right, here we go, Weehaw. Here goes the dive.
Right on in. Envy pulling him down, and Rose happy to run him. Hits him with the Infernal Blade, and that will get the job done. A wave will come out, though, from Saksa, and with the power of the tower, they'll be able to get the finish. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Owie gets a pickup on the Moon Meander. That same
They
moment.
got SVG. Yeah, they went aggressive on SVG with Misery and Moon, and then consolation prize for Aoi gets the kill on Moon.
And suddenly it's 3-2, where things were a bit of a slow start. Get right underway, and we knock down 5 kills just like that. And we may not be done yet here.
Almighty money.
Dual lane of Moon Meander and Misery really kind of pressuring and imposing their will on the Owie as much as possible, but he still finds himself second in CS. I mean, you're only coming up a bit short to Resolution, but I mean, that's Resolution with pretty much a free lane and even 1 kill under his belt. So it's still holding pretty nice here for Owie.
They got eyes on Rose this time. They saw him go into that little tree cubby with that ward. Saksa is smoked. They're looking to make another play on bottom before Aoi hits 6. SVG might just break the smoke, though.
Yep, smoke's broken, but SV doesn't see him yet. There they spot each other. No reason for Saksa to dish out the magic missile in that case. But they will know there are 3 DC members here now hanging in the bottom lane, and they're going to begin to play things a bit more cautiously. Up and above, Resolution here. Looks like he dished out the sun for MSS, started attacking him down. Could have gone a bit further, but decided to pull off while bottom lane. They are going to be able to get the jump, it looks like, onto Owie. And this has been a ridiculous game. I'll be honest with you, I've been doing a terrible job trying to catch the action.
Oh, no.
Everything's been happening all over the place.
I'm honestly like all over the place right now too. I was looking top in that bot. I didn't think that they would actually get the kill on Slar because the Venge got seen, so I started looking top and then he dies anyway.
That's why I shrugged it off. I'm like, they'll see there's 3 and play a bit more safe. And then look away, come back, Owie's dead.
I'll try to do a better job to call them for you. That's my bad. I'll take the blame.
No.
Bottom
Here
lane,
comes
they're going
DC.
for Owie again.
Oh, I got this one, don't worry. Owie on one front, making the jump for Saksa here, locks him under within the tower, and he's going to look for a place to juke within the trees, but he's still caught in a bit of a precarious situation, and he will be brought down. The chase is on for Moon, but he does have that sprint. He will snag up that bounty rune and slither his way out from trouble, though. Look who is there waiting for him. Envy, close, but not looking to commit. Down and below, look at this. Owie combo on for Misery is going to force out the TP. Misery will make it back to the fountain safe.
Nice space for MSS
I
that whole
was
time.
just going to say that. The man who makes space has space, and now has a black hole to make more space.
Yeah, he got the Soul Ring up earlier, and then he was just denying the wave back constantly. So taking some farm from Rezo in that manner, but Rezo's also gotten some of those Eidolons too.
The Rezo build on your Wraith King, it'd been a while, Fog. Is this like your
Armlet?
Armlet? Yep. That's
Treads,
exciting.
Armlet, Blink, probably.
Yeah. Because mobility's,
something along
I
those
imagine,
lines.
always still a bit of a problem for this guy. But the Blink will help.
Blade Mail could still probably be relevant in this game, since he's versus so much like AoE damage.
Oh, for sure.
If he wants to go for something like that. He might go for just bigger items. And that. Might go like, yeah, Armlet, Blink, maybe even... I don't think Radiance. Like, I don't know, people used to do that, but probably more Maelstrom, stuff like that.
Mid lane, here comes the NP, but they do not find a target yet, so they head up
They
towards
might find
the
we out here with the
jungle.
Black Hole, though.
Uh-oh, dropping down the ward, they get the Thunderstrike. There's really nowhere you're going to run, sir. They're even going to drop down the Black Hole for this man. Glimpse send back of Moon, but look who's there in front, it's Saksa. Now, meanwhile, they will be able to get the TP out for MSS. SVG, though, will have to pay the price. But hey, if you're losing SVG for Weehaw and causing a couple of rotations, then I think they're going to be fine with that. But they are going to go for bottom lane. Moon was sent back from the glimpse down here. Looks to go for the finish on the tower. Owie approaches from behind. Misses the mark on his pounce. Dire will end up taking the tower. Moon looks to rush on out. SVG's here. Does not have glimpse available yet. Gets hit with a big blast there from Misery. And now the amp damage. He's got to be careful. Those creeps are doing a serious number. He backs out and away from a bit of trouble while Rose comes in himself. SVG, watch out for the blast!
Oh,
that was so
close.
close. So freaking close.
So
He's fine, though. Moo gets pulled back, gets the crush off, and then runs the hell out of there.
It almost looked like it was
I
gonna
thought
hit
it
him.
got him for good, and I was just going to be so giddy. But
Borderline, definitely borderline.
SVG will be fine on this day, and they avoid the trouble. Moon, though, not looking to let up, man. This guy's sprinting into action, sees Rose.
I love this, though. The action-packedness of this game compared to last.
This is nuts. I love it. Now, they walk towards the shrine. They're going to be good. On the other
SVG
side,
wants it so bad.
SVG's like, let me get in that shrine. Please let me sip the water. While DC are moving down this mid lane. MP are refreshed. But are they fight ready here? Resolution. His Majesty wants to be in the action. Does have his ulti leveled up, not looking to wait till he gets it to level 2. They want a tier 1. While this happens, they do have MSS, top lane split pushing, but it's fine because he doesn't have Black Hole, and they know that. No need for him to really be there. But they're slowing him down as much as possible, even kinetic fields being dropped.
Trying to pull aggro off that creep wave as much as possible.
One Thunderstrike will pull the aggro, which is wonderful. And now the TP's in. MSS is here. Hits with the early Malphus, drops down the Midnight Pulse. And, okay, that may be the end of it. Envy drops a Remnant to go back home with. DC gets stunted a bit for now, just trying to siege away at a tier 1. And they actually will pull away from it entirely. It looks like they have eyes for Owie in the bottom lane. They're like, that Slark might have been down here too long. We got to punish him.
Yeah. That's the thing with NP's lineup is they have to respond with 4 heroes every single time that there is a tower push, because Slark doesn't want to get involved yet. He needs his Shadow Blade before he does anything.
All right. The grouping is done for now.
I think that NP should be pretty happy with this whole laning setup, too. They have a roaming Doom, and they're like coming up pretty even. They came a mid or they only lose their bottom tower. They've got good levels and farm across the board.
Envy spots Resolution, pops his haste rune here. Resolution will head right under the tier 1, but Envy knows he can burn away and take and finish off this life. 9 seconds for Black Hole. I mean, it's got to feel pretty good to be able to at least get that down, because you know that for at least 3 days, he's not going to have his ulti because it's level 1.
Yeah, bottom lane. Moon getting a glimpse back. Is he going to get the TP out? He does, actually.
Whoa. Makes it away from trouble. Back at mid lane, MSS rotates in. Gets the Malphus stun. And then the Black Hole going to be committed. Swap out and save. Saksa feeds over his own body into the Black Hole for the greater good. And now Envy going to be going down, and here comes DC on chase. MSS is going to make it away.
Black Hole and a lot expended to try to go for a kill that just gets completely turned on you. Nice swap come from Saksa, good positioning and blinding light from Misery. And bailing out Weehaw, who's not very farmed, he's not very tanky or anything, but when the Ember Flame Guard gets burned out instantly from all the magic damage, not that much damage coming up from NP.
Yeah, that's where Owie will have to come into play here, who's still working towards getting that Shadow Blade underway. So he's got a little bit of farm ahead of him.
Oh man, Owie's he's pinging the ward too. He knows it's someone in the area. They tried to deward it, but that sentry's actually just on the cusp.
Yeah, that's
getting the Obs ward.
Yeah, oh, that's an intriguing Obs ward too. Kind of in the middle there. Not easily predictable, but yeah, Aoi will probably see that the ward's still there eventually. They'll look to take
Let's
care of
see
it.
how. NP, I think they actually saw this smoke coming out from DC. They have a ward in the big camp on the dire jungle. DC's smoked up, trying
Here
to
they
go
come.
for a pick on MSS. They look like they get the
Swap.
swap, and MSS
Yep,
is
they
dead.
do. He gets blasted as well from Misery. He'll get quickly dealt with. SVG responds, drops the Static Storm, drops the Kinetic Field. They even commit the Doom. They know that Resolution does not have the reincarnation. Envy now looking to commit in, hits with a big wealth of damage, but so does Weehaw, dishing out the Requiem, allows him to get the right-click finish onto Envy. Oh, gets the raise, looking to go for Rose. Rose makes it away. Aoi on the other side, however, he gets raised. And it's a triple kill for Weehaw Shadow Fiend.
That was
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
a lot committed, but the deny. They even denied the Wraith King, by the way, there on the Doom. So a lot committed for MP to try to defend that, but they actually lose that fight
Radiant's
massively.
top tower is
Weehaw
under
picks up
attack.
triple kill, and he gets the deny on the Wraith King too.
Radiant's top tower
Big
has
swim
fallen.
coming for DC now.
Yeah, this is a huge
Radiant's
wealth of
bottom
momentum.
tower
Opens
is
what was
under
just a
attack.
slightly 1.5k net worth advantage, pushes it down towards the 6k mark already.
The amount of like magic damage that's coming out and burning Envy's Flame Guard instantly, like they're losing a lot of their actual damage in these fights. He just gets hit by like a Coddle Blast with like 1 or 2 raises, and then all of his damage is gone. Like Ember doesn't really right click at all anymore, especially not at this point.
Yeah,
And even though Envy had such a good like laning phase, like I think this is the same thing we saw earlier with Cancel too, right?
yeah.
Cancel had more of a struggle in the laning phase, but looking at the net worth, Envy's behind his Doom. Look, we just saw this.
It's not going to get any easier for him or for MP if they're looking to go to him for damage. The magical Ember buildup could get quickly like dealt with here by DC if they're able to just kind of continue this farming path and itemize appropriately. Wee's got a lot more stats to him now. He's got Dragonlance, Resolution's got 2 lives. I mean,
Moon's got Blink. They're halfway to Aghanims on Coddle.
yeah, they're getting pretty damn fat right now. And here they come, looking to move on forward for tier 3s. That's easily theirs. Erosion in the future could be very easily theirs. There's going to be pressure on MP now. Their response in their trade is a tier 1 in the top lane if they can take it fast enough. I mean, I would have put it past DC to consider even rotating up there for a defense, but it looks like they will not.
Looks like Rezo is going for that Blade Mail build too. So he did go the Armlet and the Blade Mail since there's so much like massive like AoE damage coming up from MP. He's level 12 now too, so he's got that level 2 ultimate, so the ulti's a little bit more reasonable.
Yeah. Obviously the Blade Mill will help him a bit, bulking up the extra bit of mana and of course that damage. And
Shadow
DC
Blade now for his Slark coming out soon.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like when I see a Slark get a Shadow Blade, it's like, all right, time for him to go out there and pick on weak little supports, but you know, we haven't seen Misery ever put himself in a precarious situation this game.
And he's
same
tanky
for
too.
And same for Soxa too. And yeah, he's at the point he's starting to farm his Agnum, so you lead in with that early point booster, and now he's not an easy target to just pick off with a Shadow Blade. So the window of the Shadow Blade may have just come and gone, unfortunately, for Aoi. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see.
Benj almost has Dominator too, so his stats are looking very good, and he's going to have more auras. Well, that tank ability.
And now they're feeling like it's time to Rosh here, or at least they lead in with an early amp damage. Looking to get down some wards first. Scout the perimeter, if you will. And consider the go-ahead. Resolution will get the rest of the push done in this mid lane. Now he's stalking a bit, but they seem to have possibly just spotted him there. I don't know, they pinged exactly where he was. He rounds up and comes over the corner. Weehaw's close, but looked like he was looking for the rune and had no detection.
Yep, Weehaw's got that Dragonlance finished up from earlier, going straight for that BKB. Like we mentioned the draft, NP is very magic damage oriented until their Slark pick, and DC wanted a BKB carrying core. So Shadow Fiend very close to his. It's going to be very hard to bring down with that, with a tanky Wraith King in the front lines and with Vengeful behind him for the swaps. And yeah, Slaughter Blink Dagger too.
All right,
We
well,
have it.
MP draw a great game plan that puts them in a position where they might be high ground advantage, but I think it came around a bit too long. Resolution just one mighty hit onto Aoi's head. And now Owie has to run as he loses about half of his life. Resolution, a man still on the chase, though. On the other side, Rose is hiding within the trees here with a Doom ready to go. I don't know if he's been spotted out. Doesn't look like it. He is in an awkward spot.
Oh my god, that is a scary position.
That, his butthole is clenched so hard right now, I can feel it. One wave, one casual just peep around the corner there. The jig is up. DC holding
Dude, he's
strong.
so scared.
Does he have a TP? He has a TP, but he's like, I'm here.
He spent his gold. He got a Midas.
Who's he waiting for? He wants to get Wii? Does he want to get
He doesn't see anyone.
Moon? They're already rolling ahead.
He only has a little bit of vision there. He's seeing the Shadow Fiend porting out. This could be where they try to sandwich DC here from the back.
Okay.
Let's see if we...
They'll see bottom, and this is where MPs feel like they have more people ready to play. I'm trying to see when Rose has crept out. He's been spotted. Moon goes for him. Where have you been?
They're bringing Weehab right away. They're pulling him with the recall from Coddle.
They are. Envy's already made his jump in, though. Remnant's going to get the burst for Soxa. Yes, he can. Weehab's here now. Resolution already inside the mix here. Doesn't have to use reincarnation yet, but they do glimpse him back. Turns towards Rose, hits him with the stun, hits him with a big right click, and they drop the static storm. Black hole, he gets blasted back with the blinding light, but it does not cancel the black hole. But it doesn't matter, they'll raise right through him. DC muscle past NP. They only take MSS down, but do not suffer any heavy losses here.
Doom was used, Black Hole was used. I want to say most of the remnants were used as well. So DC didn't really have to expend much. They lost the Wraith King ulti and their Slardar, so now they can look to go for the Roshan.
MP.
Let's see if they're able to do it.
They're going to try to make a play around this. Owie's just inside the pit. Pounces onto a support, tries to make some waves there. Now Envy committing and looking to go for Misery, gets the takedown of the Coddle. Moon and Soxa stun lockdown Envy here. Can they get the finish? Not yet. Envy's able to make it to the high ground. Runs around the corner. DC, high five, hit the shrine.
They only lost the Coddle, and the Slardar respawned.
And MP know they can't do anything about this one. Owie's going to be sent to the top lane to farm it on up, and Envy will take his business elsewhere.
The double critical damage with Slardar Amp on Roche is pretty ridiculous.
Move spotted Owie. But Owie will obviously be able to back off the amp damage and make it away from trouble. We take a brief look at the net worth. It's still pretty heavy for DC, 7,500.
They're very adamant about their warding situation on DC this game. They are carrying a ton of sentries between the two supports. If you just look around that Roche pit area, there's like 5 or 6 just right there.
Never refuse gold given.
Mid lane, MSS, bit too far up. Gonna get caught out here and blown up.
Just have a black hole.
Oh!
So there's not even a scary black hole factor here.
Misclick by Weeha.
Yeah, he's BKB'd, but all right.
That's a 10-second BKB too. Ouch. He's just changing slot positioning and used it.
He's like, what did he meant to do? His wand? Maybe tread switch? I don't know.
Something like that, yeah.
Doesn't matter. They get their kill. It's a second gone, but it's a tier 2 also taken away. And the top lane they go, and towards Owie. Gets hit up with the amp.
Knockback's on cooldown.
He's got it packed it right now. And then he jumps back in with a follow-up, but Owie's already long gone. Just trying to be
pressure on him though.
Yeah. Trying to be a nuisance. Everywhere he pops up, though, it's like he knows things aren't safe. We, already talked a bit about how the shortcomings of the Shadow Blade were going to be, it's going to be trouble with the Shadow Blade. But
Yeah,
we're seeing it now in demonstration.
They knew that they were kind of going for a greedy draft, though. You can feel like Bro is going for that Midas too and everything. He goes for the Treads Buckler, tank up, then back for a Midas. They feel like they're just quite on the back foot in this one. Even though they had a pretty good start out with the laning phase, that top situation that happened was just...
Oh, Courier!
Dyer's
Now he gets it.
courier has been killed.
Nice little snipe with the Courier there. Oh, I don't have the hockey on the Courier to see, but there was a pretty big load on it. And bottom lane now, SVG forced to drop the Static Storm, allows him to TP under it. Soxa tries to walk out to stun him, but it's a bit too late.
Yeah, he Static Storms on himself, so Soxa trying to swap out Moon, thinking Moon's in trouble there, and trying to get himself positioned for the stun, but the Static Storm is still on him, and since it lingers, he tried to run out and get the stun, but he couldn't. So nice little heads-up play by SVG to save his life. Get themselves some damage and force reactions on that tower.
Well, MP continue to pull the attention of DC to one lane or the other away from pushing forward is really what MP are hoping for best. I know the late game doesn't even look that promising for them here moving forward, but they know that the timing as it is right now is not favorable for them, so they just need to farm up in hopes to get themselves into a position where they can mount their best defense or whatever kind of big play they need to dish out. But the theme of the day so far is if you're winning your laning phase, you're probably going to lose the game. I mean, just to be frank about it, at least
It
the
does
trend
seem
continues.
like it.
I mean, and the lanes that have been won, and in particular the mid lanes too, were so heavy-handed. But here, the farm game is very real. And we find cores getting themselves into better spots. Jump in from Moon. This core, though, might not be in the best spot. Crush, a bash,
They're
another
waiting for him to go
crush.
back to his remnant. They're sitting on his
And
remnant.
he jumps to it, and then he jumps to that remnant, and then he jumps out, and then he jumps out further, and then he goes for the TP.
Oh, the mana leak.
Blinding light. I was
And
going to
the
say,
blinding
you can't
light.
cancel it with that, but with a mana leak stun, you certainly can. Well played by Misery.
I loved how they were just like, Weeha's just literally channeling the Requiem over and over again, waiting for him to jump to it. And now, yeah, that's going to be Misery's. Aghanim's finished up, so heavy amount of sustain. They don't have mech or anything, but daytime with the Coddle. Wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised if he picks up a gem too right afterwards, one of them.
Yep.
Just because then it's like impossible to Slark for fight. It's impossible for Slark to fight in the daytime. Just straight up impossible.
Yep. The walking beacon of light and vision, and he blasts out mech heals nonstop. A ridiculous force to be reckoned with, and now a 24-hour Uber service too. So if they need to split push some of these side lanes, he'll get them right back into play. Or if they need to make the quick trip back home, they have that service available to them.
MP's feeling the pressure. They feel like
Yeah.
DC might actually try to go for like some high ground pressure here. They go for the Blink Dagger Enigma. Resolution spots the courier leaving the base and Blink and kills it.
Ooh.
One swift hit from Mighty Sword.
And now DC, considering an approach from the northern side, we have to start considering MP and their high ground defense and how good it actually is. It seems like it's okay. I mean, they have ridiculous team fights. Static Storm, Black Hole, Doom to hopefully take someone out of the fight altogether. You know, you got to hope that you make that one fight count, because if you swing and miss on any of those given things, then you're pretty much in a huge hole of trouble.
Just about getting into the back line, because I feel like what's going to happen is Rezo's just going to sit on the high ground. Once Midnight Pulse is gone, he just can sit there and beat on the building, and just they can throw some small spells at him and stuff, but with him and like Weeha eventually will have Butterfly too pretty soon actually, and he'll be able to just siege with that too. So they have to find a way of just wrapping it, getting onto the bench.
And he's
got to
be careful now. He sees because he has the ward on the high ground, and he makes it out. Almost found himself up in arms with a lot of DC people here.
Daytime though, they can't fight the.
Oh, Resolution has spotted Owie. Pops his Blade Mail, hits him with a few slashes. One more would have done it. Do not even cross the king here.
Doxa with his Dominator dominates an Alpha Wolf, and he's just following Resolution with it. Just right clicks it on him.
Free Helm of the Dom pretty much there for Wraith King, one who normally wouldn't need to even pick it up. Now has all that extra damage to go along with it. Really clean
They've got
play
high
from
ground
DC.
vision of MSS.
Oh, he's able to blink
Gets the
away,
blink off.
but he's got mana leak. He's mana leak. He's losing his mana. Moon's chasing him. He's got to turn back and stun him. Now he has no mana at all, and he is done for. Do they have a buyback? They do not. There is no black hole here for at least 40 seconds.
That was a cute little play if you saw how the way they did that though. Misery was smoked, but since he has the Aghanims, he gets all that vision around him.
Yep.
So MSS thinks he's safe on the high ground because there's no ward there, but smoked Coddle acts as a ward.
And the siege is on here. And MP not yet at a tendency to even try to pull out a defense. Looks like these Raxes will be exposed. These Raxes may even be done for. I think MP may have just accepted the fact that they are going to be losing one set on this push, and know that their best chance to take a team fight would be with MSS at attendance here. So
Yeah, no way they can fight without Enigma. He's like their whole team fight with the Disruptor. And they're playing versus level 18 Wraith King, multiple BKBs, and daytime versus Coddle. Top lane.
Glimpse back, but is going to leave SVG up here, and at his lonesome, he'll be quickly dealt with. MP will move on to the shrine next. Aoi is within them there, but is going to frantically make his way back home, it looks like. But this is looking like DC beginning to get the stranglehold onto NP at this point. You know, putting him in a guillotine choke, if you will. Any other martial arts move? I don't know. Throw out there a knee bar. We'll just see if MP can kind of shrug it off, or if they're going to have to tap Fog.
Jesus. The references.
The analogy's real.
It's NP's just trying to get what they can out of the map. Their lanes keep getting forced in, like you mentioned, by the global coddle. Top lane, Rose, getting pressured by Rezo.
Ouch.
But now Rezo is pretty alone here. Gonna get recalled, but it gets canceled right away.
Yeah. And
this
now
could
he's
be 2
1
deaths
versus
for him.
3. Aoi's here now too. Uh-oh.
Benj is coming with the swap.
Everybody's here now. Comes back with a second life. They have a Stack Storm waiting on top of him. He pops the Blade Mail, gets swapped back, but MSS is there, and then it gets canceled. That was almost a mega hype black hole as it caught 3, but without having that stun caught inside, it is free and available to just deny MSS from what could have been a huge and epic play. DC will...
They don't have that much crazy damage follow-up either. The Emperor had already used all of his remnants and all of his spells and everything too, so... And Disruptor ulti was already expended. So it was a pretty nice black hole, but DC just looking...
Yeah, you know, you see that initial big black hole, and, you know, you percolate quite a bit. I think it's going to be going well, but absolutely right, without the big damage, it's not going to be good enough. A man who dishes the damage necessary for this game is Resolution. Looking to make some NP members bow before the king. Slashing down, can he finish him off? Ugh. Not going to be able to get it yet, but he's back for round number 3? Probably 3 by now. DC run right through the top lane, and it's set of racks, and now make their way going coast to coast. Soxa in a bit of trouble, eating the pressure from Aoi. The Requiem gonna get dished. Soxa will eventually go down, but then Aoi shows himself and frantically pounces to go for the finish. Will eventually get it, but loses his own life. Does have a buyback, may be forced to use it. MP have already lost 3, and they're about to lose Envy. He has no buyback, and that could be the Tau being thrown in any second. Buybacks coming out, final hurrah for NP. They lose SVG, Envy back in the mix. Resolution has another life. If they bring him down, he'll only be going into round number 4. But that
Weeha died and kept his ultra kill. Bought back and got recalled. But yeah, this is looking like it's just too hard for MP to really fight.
Oh yeah, jumping right in. Weeha not even caring what kind of thunderclouds are over his head, taunting and finishing things out. It is over. Godlike for Resolution. Game number 1. Going to be going to Digital Chaos.
It was looking decent until that like one top situation happened pretty much. Weeha gets like triple kill. It gets turned around really heavily. Resolution, I think even lives too. Like it just got massively turned around onto NP. It was just too hard for Slark to even fight into the lineup of DC too. It's like contesting those tier 1s is impossible, so they lose a couple of them. And then he gets his Shadow Blade around like the 15 or so minute mark. But like you said, the supports on the side of DC, everybody was pretty farmed up. And then they kind of just stayed as a unit, and it's too hard for Slark to fight into those heroes.
Yeah, by the time anyone from NP's lineup is really coming into fruition, it's like that opportunity seemed gone, just based on the farm and the safe behavior of DC. So well played by them. It was a strong start for MP, however, but DC will be walking away with the Game 1 victory. We'll be cutting to a small break now, guys. When we come back, we're going to head into game number 2 of our second series today, MP versus Digital Chaos. We'll return with more DAC American Qualifier action.